Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Manny Pacquiao versus Keith, one-time Thurman. You know, I hope you guys came to the live feed. It was lit. Had some fun in there, talked some shit, had some excitement. It was exciting. I don't have a voice, so what you hear of it, that's what's left. We've seen one of the best fights that we could have possibly seen this year. Manny Pacquiao is a guy that is successfully fighting and defeating Father Time, not necessarily his opponents. The opponents we know are not as skillful as him. We know Keith Thurman wasn't as skillful as Manny Pacquiao. The question was, could he beat Manny Pacquiao, or could Manny Pacquiao beat him at age 40 versus him at age 30? So that was the main question. Was Keith Time Thurman really that perfect pick? Did he choose Manny Pacquiao perfectly in his career to beat him? And the answer is no. He did make an account of himself. Round one, he started off throwing hard punches early. And I think that pissed Manny Pacquiao off. Okay, I think that really made him pissed. And it really made him aggressive. But I think besides it making him pissed, it woke him up first. Then it pissed him off. Right? He comes with this lunging right hook, catches Keith one-time Thurman, puts him on the seat of his ass. Keith Thurman can't do nothing but laugh because he's like, this motherfucker got me. You know what I mean? And it was so soon. Rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 is debatable. 6. You see Manny Pacquiao doing the same thing he does with every other opponent, that he intimidates with his speed and his power. He gives them angles. He throws punches and bunches. They don't have to land flush. Just ask Lucas Matisse about that, and Adrian Broner. Ask them about that. Antonio Margarito. Ask him too about those punches that you just let land on your arms and your elbows, okay, and partially between your fucking gloves. And then you'll know, getting hit with those rapid punches, they will do damage. And they started shredding Keith Thurman's face up, okay? Now, around the 6th and 7th round, Keith Thurman knew he had to do something. He knew he had let his mouth write a check that his ass couldn't cash, and he was going to make sure his ass cashed that check, that he was worth what he was talking with his words. And believe it or not, Keith Thurman started coming on. He started landing combinations. He started working off the counter. He started being first. And right around that time, Manny Pacquiao was having a big freaking fight with Father Time, because I think he was he was tired. Because he stopped throwing anything from the 6th, then the 7th, the 7th, and then the 8th. He wasn't really throwing much. It's like he took a couple rounds off. Now, fortunately for Keith, this is when Keith knew, I gotta do something. Dude better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. That guy. He's been asking for this shit since 2017, people. He's been asking for Manny Pacquiao a very long time. Now he has him. Now he has to deliver, because he's made so high of a demand upon himself that he has to do exactly what he says he's going to do. And if he's not, it makes him a liar. It makes him unreliable, right? His word don't mean much. So he had to bring it, and he did. He brought what he could to that fight. And what he could do, he was catching Manny with straight rights. He was catching him with left hooks. He was working the jab and follow with the right hand. He was throwing these punches, and he was putting them together, honestly. And Manny just puts his hands up. Now, this is round 8 and 9, okay? So we have 10, 11, and 12. Well, in the 11th, in the 9th round, shit changed and got real once again. Manny lunged and caught him with a perfect liver shot. He hurt him. He made Keith Thurman spit out his mouthpiece, people, just to have air enough to get to that area. When you get punched to the body, that shit hurts. Make no mistake about it. Keith Thurman was hurt. It was signs of Luis Collazo in there. When Collazo was able to hit him with that punch and made him think twice about living. But one thing you got to give Keith. Keith did not go down. He wanted to. He spit out that damn mouthpiece, but he didn't want to go down. He didn't want everyone to look at him as a quitter, for one, a loser, for two, and someone that doesn't keep their word, for three. So it was a good fight. Keith Thurman had his moments. I should have a lot of things already sent to my Instagram, and I share them back on Facebook so you guys can watch it like I promised. I have a few clips right now. I got to load a whole bunch more of activity, that was going on in this fight. But Keith Thurman did show his congratulations to Manny Pacquiao. He wasn't that bitter. I don't know how he is with behind closed doors, but he did have a lot to say. Hear ye, Senator, hear ye. He said if Pacquiao won, he would do that, and he was a man about his word, and I can respect that. At the end of the day, there was no trash talk after the fight. The only question you ask yourself at this point is, would Keith Thurman still have this same humble spirit if he would have beat Manny Pacquiao? If those judges' scorecards were in his favor, how would he treat Manny Pacquiao at that point? That's the question you ask yourself. So, but anyway, these guys fought hard. Keith Thurman won about 4 or 5 rounds maybe, but then a knockdown. And they had it a split decision win, believe it or not. A split decision. Because someone thought Keith Thurman won. And when they start taking their sweet ass times with those scorecards, I started to be like, oh, fuck. Pacquiao about to get Bradley'd, right? By Keith one-time Thurman, meaning, Timothy Bradley was the only person. Well, Timothy Bradley gave Manny Pacquiao a list on a fight that I don't know what the people that judged it saw, but that did happen. So we're glad that Manny did get justice, man, because he did enough to win. The knockdown put him ahead, and he really wasn't that behind in each and every round. He was doing his thing, and maybe a couple rounds you'd be like, what the fuck, Manny? But after that, he was about his business, and since he's about his business at that time, which was only if he's all about his business, man, I think that Keith one-time Thurman, he should take his long layoff. He should do what he says he's going to do without the belt. He should take a long layoff and really think about what his career is going to consist of, because he has no bargaining chip. Manny does. So, but again, take nothing away from him in the fight. I think that he should have came on more. I think he did hurt Manny Pacquiao, I believe, in the 8th round when he caught him with a straight right. And Manny Pacquiao looked like he was going to go down. He kind of bent over, kind of, squatted down. But Keith, I guess, was so worried about the offense coming back, he couldn't implement the game plan like he really wanted to, like he figured he could, and he can't. But that's okay. We know where he's at. But like I said, this fight means a lot more to people than meets the eye. Definitely. So, anyway, the fight was awesome. I hope you guys, again, seen the live commentary. It was off the chain. Where does Manny Pacquiao go from here? You guys tell me. Leave it below in the description box. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.